I'm sorry.
Scott,
I
don't
didn't
be
want
sorry, fuck her up. Get her. Get her. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right off the bat. This show has no right to be this good. In the first 2 episodes alone, of course, coming into it, I was expecting to get that nostalgia that us OG fans were looking for. And even the new fans, I'm sure they've heard the theme song, or you guys have heard the theme song in other portions or videos or whatever. And that was a feel good moment for you to hear it again in something new. So that's awesome. But already off the bat, I feel like they've set up so much. Some of the stuff, obviously, they're throwing at me. I know exactly what it means, and I kind of have an idea of where it's leading to. But even some small stuff they're giving hints at, I may not know exactly. Maybe you guys who have read the comics know exactly where this, or the comics know exactly where it's headed. Like, for instance, Magneto and Rogue. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a point where Rogue was with Magneto and Mystique and that whole group. I know in the movie, but you guys can correct me if that isn't a thing. But I obviously know they have a background together. But as far as what they're promoting or hinting at, I picked up on that, but I don't know. Have they knocked boots in the past? You guys let me know. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but feel free to let me know in the comment section. But apart from that, with Jean Grey, you guys let me know in a couple comments that this storyline that we got at the end of last episode, as far as her showing up and having like her doppelganger, that is pulled from a more recent comic. So we're doing like a multiverse type thing, I take it. So they're pulling from different sources of material, which is great for me. I don't know how exactly you guys feel about it, but I'm looking forward to it. And with that coming into play, there was a scene in last episode where she saw herself with the baby, and the world was like destroyed, and saw the graveyards and all that. I'm wondering now, and I asked if it was a vision, but I'm wondering now if that was kind of still a vision, but into a different multiverse universe, and she was just seeing the reality of that Jean Grey. I have no clue. So we'll see what happens there. And smaller question, smaller detail, I guess. But would they, last episode in the intro, they added in Magneto because he was introduced at the end of episode 1. I wonder, would they dare take out Storm from this intro title? I hope not, but we'll see. And everything else I loved in those first 2 episodes. They gave me everything I wanted. And I've heard from like other fans, just reading through comment sections, because I was so excited. I went into reading some blogs and posts and stuff like that. Morph and the animation style of this show, I feel like, is getting a little bit more pushback. I had no issue with it. Obviously, I don't know much about Morph, so I'm more open to it maybe. And then the animation style, it took me a minute to get adjusted to it because it is slightly different. Like I said, I compared it to Archer a little bit, but I'm on board with it fully. So I have no complaints as far as the show goes at all. I'm looking forward to seeing all the new characters that are introduced. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Jean Grey and this whole situation. And the baby itself, I have no clue who Nathan is in the comics. And how fast he'll grow or progress in this series. Probably not season 1. I don't imagine he'll grow that fast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully, no hints of her quite yet. At least, unless I missed it. I mentioned Mystique. I hope we do get to see her. Maybe she's already been introduced as one of the politicians or something. But I'm excited about the whole multiverse thing and the possibility of Mystique. I was a fan of Days of Future Past. That's one of my favorite X-Men movies. So I don't know how you guys feel about it, but let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. And I'll be happy to discuss that with you. But nonetheless, we got episode 3 coming up, and we're going to jump into it because I know it's going to be fire. Once again, let's do it. All right, let's see it. I wonder if they'll throw Executioner in here too. This intro will never get old. I feel like that was new a little bit. I don't know. In the comics, did Morph always stay in his like no face form, or did he have like an actual identity aside from being a X-Men? Ooh, that's like the Phoenix. I know I've seen that from the movies, but I don't know much about it. And poor Gambit, man. I feel so. Ooh, is that? Why am I thinking Mephisto? Is that who that is? I may be completely off base.
Vague and uncertain memories, as if her awareness was born only yesterday. I see a den of confusion and pain. Some sort of laboratory.
Is she a clone? From that little snippet we just got from her, from her memories, it kind of reminds me of like the origin of Wolverine.
Well, this isn't gonna get confusing or anything. Let's call this mystery gal in the bed Jean Doe. All in favor?
Dope. Nice.
I used gamma rays to isolate the hemoglobic properties of both genes' genetic markers, effectively carbon dating each woman on a cellular level.
English beast.
sugar.
Jean Doe is older, the proper age. Yours, while identical, is not. Ergo,
Our Jean
Fake.
is a clone.
Impossible! Her mind, it's just fragments. Your science could have been manipulated by someone with wicked intentions.
Yeah,
Scott,
you guys will have to
tell
let
me.
me know what of this is original and what's new from comics or whatever, what they're manipulating story-wise. Damn, Scott. I bet you Wolverine gonna step up for her.
Enough tests! I am Jean Grey, member of the X-Men, one of the first. I've fought by your side in countless battles, given my life how many times? You know me.
I like that Sunspot's already back in the mix too. I just saw him.
We just have to be sure.
Storm would have believed
Damn.
me.
Yeah, she ain't lying.
You and I.
Of course I trust that. In us.
You never could lie to me, Scott. But you always believed in me.
That changed.
I don't know what to believe right now.
Just stand
Just-
by her. She still someone you love, goddamn, Scott. Even if she wasn't Jean. Did you love her for her powers?
We could still leave.
Jean Grey. Are you Jean?
Hello? Who's there?
Answers.
I wonder if it's the guy with the jewel.
Bishop, you said in your future you hadn't heard of Magneto taking over the X-Men. What about this?
Time isn't some history book, man. It's always writing. Flipping back a few pages, rewriting things, skipping forward, headed into...
Keep forgetting he's a time traveler.
what's wrong? Scientists, like artists, have signatures to their work. I know who cloned Jean. A man so dark and twisted he can be described as nothing other than sinister.
Ooh.
I don't understand. Who are you?
Most refer to me as Mr.
Mr.
Sinister. But you can call me Father.
Damn. Sinister. Okay. Now I know a little bit about him, but is this the same thing as like the Sinister Six and all that? Does he organize them?
You are our son, Nathan.
Yes. That's why I made you. Baked you.
Damn.
So it's true. I'm not Jean Grey.
Only I can usher you and your son to your royal destiny.
Who is this kid? Damn.
Time to wake up, my queen.
Oh, it's like activated.
Struggle, of course, is quite useless. My influence over your mind is flawless.
Sheesh. Okay, so I don't know what to think. I'm lost for words right now. So why go through all the trouble of making her, if she's a clone, ooh, nice, to have this baby? Why not just make a baby if he has that capability? I guess it's harder to get two X-Men to clone, but damn.
Tell me your dark desire.
They shall know my inferno.
She look fire. That character design is dope.
Gambit should have played less rough with you in the day.
X-Men might get fucked up.
Oh, rematch then? Well, let's look at the schedule and see who's up next. Looks like Magneto and Rogue have the Danger Room
Some
next.
privacy.
Oh,
Damn.
and all tomorrow too. Wow. Rogue's really training her stamina with the new boss.
Don't say that. Stay on patrol.
I like the innuendos.
Go easy on him, pal. Think you just sent his hush puppies up into his stomach. I'm gonna go see about a redhead. Well, one of them.
But you go ahead and squeeze in where you can, Logan.
Here, need some help with those hard to reach spaces.
Always with the jokes, eh, Morph? As if we all don't know.
So he's able to mess with all their minds at the same time?
With the rest of them nasty thieving critters running, I found myself a real man. A hero.
They were already giving us everything, and now we got horror elements. I'm 100% for it.
Not you. Not again.
Not again. He knows them too. Is that supposed to be Charles? It was the suit and all that.
Where's your home? When is your time? Where you belong, brother?
Excuse me if I'm forgetting this, but I don't remember anything Sinister-wise from the OG. I just haven't seen it in so long. Damn.
I think one of us has the wrong floor.
Looks like something straight out of Ghostbusters.
I must ask how he's exerting this much power over our perceptions of reality.
No, this is the clone.
Well, damn. So is this within Mr. Sinister's capabilities, or is he just mind control? He's just controlling her to do all this?
Yo, Cyclops, hit me.
Ooh, nice. Redirected.
Time for an exorcism.
Nice. Ooh, that was dope. That was dope.
You're welcome.
And even something as small. Okay, so this is real Jane, right? So was he ever with the real Gene or no?
Gene.
Pathetic. What does he
What you
even
mean? She
see
just
in
washed
you?
out your powers.
Who am I? Say my name, Scott. No?
No, you won't. She do look fire.
I am the Goblin Queen.
Goblin Queen, okay. Somebody get that damn baby. Where the hell Magneto at?
Now who went and hired a stand?
Y'all's too busy
Home makeover. Remy.
working out in the danger room.
Sinister's the most evil man who ever existed. He was a scientist in the 1800s. Then he started cutting up mutants, stealing our DNA to enhance himself, prolong his life. He can even take away their will. I should know.
Damn. Morph been through it.
Sinister has plagued us far too long, and it is time the madman pay for his malevolent appropriations.
I can show you where he is.
Okay. See, all y'all that was hating on Morph, he coming to show his worth in this episode. I like it. I like it.
Fine. Lead the way.
And this is even addressing something I was worried about. With this team being so powerful, especially in those first 2 episodes with Storm and all that, having an adversary that could actually stand up to them is awesome.
You are my greatest prize, you random, writhing thing of chance. The combination of your parents' unique genetics makes your potential unlimited.
Hopefully this baby can swim.
But perfect creations will be born this night by my will and genius.
This I know it's already been said, but this dude is pure evil.
Fight, Sinister. Use the powers of your mind.
I do not want to fight you, comrade.
And I like how they're utilizing Morph transforming into other mutants, so we still get to see them even if we wouldn't naturally.
Give us the boy, you brimstone clone.
Nice. Get her. Somebody attack from behind. Bishop.
I applaud your magnetism.
I love the one-on-ones in this series already, whether it be just powers or hand-to-hand combat.
Look at you. A villain playing dress up as a hero.
Doing a good job.
I'm sorry.
Scott,
I
don't
didn't
be
want
sorry. Fuck her up. Get her. Get her.
Don't worry.
Damn. I can't even say I blame you. But sneak shot her or something.
Concentrate on my mind, Genie. Just my mind. Right here. I'm right here.
Such pain.
Logan, you ain't nothing. You in here trying to sneak in on this girl.
Logan,
Slap.
I remember you.
Keep going. Deeper.
I mean, all that to you?
I like the gravity of the show. Everybody got a past, and I like it.
Scott, he's in danger. I have to...
Twist up that hair. There you go, G.
Anyway, your body is in no condition.
Beast, please.
Did she say beast, please?
This ends now.
Yep, give me more, G. Give me 3 of her.
Of course. You took my face, my husband, my
I
family.
think it's the other way around.
Now, I was Phoenix. Me, power in...
Nice. Flashback.
Hello there. Do you know who I am, Jean?
Wow.
Mom and Dad called you to help fix me. They say I think too much.
Look at her. She was in the Cyclops from the beginning. I know y'all saw the down.
When did we find our power?
I wonder how this looks like something that will be straight out of the comic book. Like a drawing on pages. I wonder if it is.
We are what we remember. And you remember nothing. You are nothing!
I don't know if I already said it, but damn, that sound design is great. Is that Nathan? Who is that? I'm not gonna lie, Nathan looked a little bit old coming out. He looked like he about 30.
This is the greatest moment of my life.
Ooh. Not now, Scott. Chill out.
Let's go save Nathan.
I thought he was about to attack.
If only Xavier's orphans knew the future we have in store.
Ooh, yep. What is it? Ooh.
Impossible.
How did he put a hole in him like that? What is he made of? Okay, so Morph led him here. Does Morph know a weakness or anything?
Is it now, Ladybird?
I like how he got the little box fro set up. I might have to come up on
Your
that.
house is on fire, and your child all gone.
Oh God, Nathan.
You monster! What have you done?
Some of the one-liners in this show, I forget who mentioned it, but they've been on point.
What if there's a cure in yours, Bishop? In the future, beasts nearly fixed your time band.
I do know a guy there. Smart. Can build anything.
I won't be like my father. I won't abandon my son.
We said we'd give him... It's what we promised.
Is there multiple storylines for Nathan? Because from what I've gathered, some of you fans know who he is.
Part of this.
And he seems to play a pivotal role in the story based on what Sinister was saying. So I wonder if this is 100% accurate to his plot line in the comic book.
When you're lonely or scared, or you ask yourself why we did this, was something wrong? But you are
I like that.
perfect, my baby.
Telepathic
No,
communication. Don't fail us, Bishop. Wonder if she'll be able to regain communication with him.
We don't know when Sinister switched us. Who really was the Phoenix? Which of us married Scott?
You got time always confuses me.
My next life will be mine. Take care, Jean. Call me Madeline Pryor.
Madeline Pryor.
Farewell, Madeline. Farewell, Jean.
Wonder if real Jean will keep her hair twisted up just so we can tell the difference. House is on fire.
Another hot one, Dallas, with no relief.
There she go.
Stay hydrated.
What I wouldn't give if someone could just make it rain.
Another mutant.
Speak plainly. Who are you?
Name is Forge, Storm.
Forge, why do I
An
know
old friend of Charles Xavier.
Forge.
I'd like to help you get back what you've lost.
Okay, so it ain't so permanent. He must, I don't know if he's done this before, but interesting. Forge. You guys will have to let me know how pivotal he is to the X-Men storyline, but another great episode. 3 for 3. Like I said, I don't know what to expect moving forward. Let me turn this down. I loved it. And getting to know all these not new characters, but getting more acquainted with some of the characters. Because like I said, I haven't read the comics. I've only seen the show, which I loved, but I was still young. It was, I don't know, 20 years ago at this point. So I didn't go through the series just holding on to everything I learned about them. Obviously, I had my favorites. I had Wolverine. Obviously, I know Rogue a little bit. I loved Gambit when I was younger. I loved Cyclops when I was younger. Charles, I even loved a little bit. Jean. Magneto was cool just because he was that antithesis to Charles. But everything in this episode was somewhat subtle to an extent, which I appreciate. For me, I don't know, maybe it wasn't so subtle for you guys because you're more familiar with the comic books, but they hinted at things without making it too obvious. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with Bishop. I don't know how long it's going to be until we see him again. Maybe next episode will be based in this new time period, and we'll still get the X-Men in that time period, but it'll be focused on Bishop and his mission to get this cure for Nathan. As far as things go with, and we got another layer of depth, especially with Morph, and realizing that he has history with Sinister. And I think we'll get a little bit more backstory on that as we progress into the story. I don't know, maybe this was a one-off episode and we won't see him for a while, but the fact that he planted that virus in Nathan tells me we're going to see him often and soon. He might be the main villain of this season. Because I can't imagine they'll just jump over to the next one. We might see like some small ones like Executioner. We'll get some more of him and then other smaller villains throughout the season. But the focus, I think, is going to be focused on Sinister. I posed a question when they first brought him up because obviously I'm just trying to connect dots. But the only time I've heard Sinister, or that I can remember, is when I've seen like Sinister 6, even in one of the was that the most recent Spider-Man movie, the Sony Spider-Man with Tom Holland and all that. They had hints of the Sinister 6, but I don't remember like a Mr. Sinister, so I don't think there's a connection. You guys will have to correct me. It could be different in the comics books. I have no idea of the origins, where he comes from. So hopefully through Morph or through whoever, they continue to explain that where exactly he comes from, and how the dichotomy between him and the X-Men progresses in these next coming episodes, because we only got 7 left at this point. So yeah, that's great. What we get from these two genes, real gene, fake gene, whatever you want to call them, I have no clue. If I imagine she'll come back into the story, kind of like Storm is already. I'm glad. That's, again, I mentioned it in the second episode. This was 30 minutes, right? About 30 minutes. So they're doing a great job of utilizing all the time they have and not necessarily wasting scenes. And the fact that we already got Storm in the fold, I'm glad it's something that wasn't drawn out and we're getting right back into it now. It'll be developed a little bit with Forge and all that, whatever he's able to do, accomplish with her and getting her powers back. I wonder how he was so in tune with where she was, and how he'll be able to get those powers back. I have no clue. That's all new to me, so I'm looking forward to that. And then hold on, let me go back, because I didn't even I mentioned it before we got into it, but I want to see if they had taken Storm out of like the intro. She was in like the beginning when they were flying past the X-Men logo and all that, but I don't remember if she actually had like her own moment to shine with like her name in the background. So it goes from Magneto, Cyclops, Jean, Wolverine, Morph. No, I think she was already before this point. Rogue, Beast, and then Gambit. Yeah, I guess Jubilee, Bishop, Magneto. Yeah, she's still in the scene, but she doesn't have her own like moment to shine. So interesting. I wonder how that'll progress moving forward. If we'll get like this next Jean as a title thing, or what. And then also, I think that was added too with Morph shooting at I keep wanting to call him Mephisto, but Sinister. So I'm looking forward to that. I love how interactive the title scene. Obviously, you get so caught up in how epic and nostalgic that title music is that you don't necessarily focus on all the things you're seeing. But I like that it's forcing me to do that. Kind of like if I shall relate it to Game of Thrones intro, where week to week it slightly changes, and by the end of the season it's somewhat completely different as they're adding things and regions and all that stuff. I like that they're adjusting it based on what's happening in each episode, so I love that. I'm gonna cycle through the timeline here quickly. And I love this was a Gene focused episode. I think I mentioned in the first couple episodes how varied it was in terms of giving everybody their shine. This one was definitely more central to Gene because there was two of them to deal with, but I enjoyed it still. Everybody still had moments, but it wasn't like bouncing around. I like that it created some focus in this as far as the storyline and character wise, because I know I'm not fully entwined with her plotline and story, so I don't know it like the back of my hand, but I know it's pretty deep and it can go in depth, so she'll require that focus. And Scott even mentioned that he didn't want to be like his father and leave his son or not be there for his son. So I wonder how often we'll get a snippet into the past of all these characters. And even in this one, we had the flashback, which I remember. I don't know if it was X1 that they did the Jean Grey flashback when Charles went to her house to pick her up and all that. I can't remember what that. I don't think it was Futures Past. I think it was one of the earlier ones. Maybe Last Stand? No, it couldn't have been. It had to be one of the earlier ones. But you guys can refresh me on that. But I enjoyed that, and the scene, the animation, and the drawings. Let me know if those were shot straight from the pages, because it looked like it, especially with the mirrors and her like jumping through the glass. I really enjoyed that. I'll see. Maybe you guys will know, but the character that popped up in the house when they were having their discussion, it was Morph, but he transformed into a lady character with the green white hair, 6 arms. What is her name? Her character's name? I've seen her before, but I'm not too familiar. Right off the bat, it makes you think of the chick from Mortal Kombat, but obviously that's not her. But let me know who that is, because I know I've seen like her adjusted a little bit, but her character design. Cycle through the timeline a little bit more. That I loved that. I feel like I say the word I love so much, but it's just the first word that comes to mind when talking about this series, at least directly in the aftermath. I really enjoyed a lot of the things that happened in this one. Scott and Gene going back and forth, obviously the fake one, but the fact that he kind of switched on her so quick, and then it creates that thought in her mind, and then you have the Logan trying to squeeze in there when he has a chance. I love what that sets up for the future of the show and the rivalry that they have. It was focused on in the old one, it was focused on in the movies, but I feel like in this animated series, the way they've been carrying the show and the gravity and weight that they've been adding within the show, that could be something really deep that they could really like dive into that, and I'm looking forward to it. Obviously there's still the thing with Magneto and Rogue, and then you got her going back and playing both sides with Gambit. I don't know how that's gonna fall out. It might have a butt in the heads, but it's funny because Sinister said the house is burning. So small moments like this added up with the things that are already going on in the house, the backgrounds of all these characters, coming together to kind of implode everything, sets up for a lot of great moments, I think, and it excites me for. And you don't want to, because these are all characters you love. You don't want anything bad to happen or for them to disband, break up, or whatever the case may be. Especially after Charles just passed away, you don't want everything to fall apart. But they're putting in place a lot of things that are making that look like it could happen very easily. And I like the possibility of that, or just the thought of that. as we progress through the story. So another great episode, a 10 out of 10 again, or I'll give this one. Episode 2 was a 10 out of 10. I think this is on par with episode 1. Would I give it a 9? I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10 like episode 1. And once things develop, this score could change. And maybe based on everything they gave us and sprinkled in, the things that I don't know what they're leading to, once I figure out, maybe this will bump it up to a 10 or a 9. We'll see. But I thoroughly love this episode. Another fire one. And I'm loving the fact that it's one per week and we get to react to it or watch it once per week. Now, one of you in the comment section, again, you guys were great in those first couple episodes. You said it'd be great if they release these on Saturday mornings, like traditional Saturday morning cartoon. That would be so perfect. I would love that. But this is good enough for now. Maybe season 2 will get that, and I'll be just as hyped. So I'm already looking forward too soon or too far into season 2. Let's get through this one first. We got 7 episodes left. I hope you guys stick around for all of them. I hope you like all of them. Hope you share it if you like, and make sure if you haven't already, introduce yourself down in the comments section. I always love talking to you guys, OGs and new subscribers. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you stay chill, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.